Hey guys, so we're moving on to 3.4 notes in Unit 3, and this one is solving equations in fractional form. So there are certain steps that you take. So what I did is I just gave you a couple examples, and I'm going to walk you through how those examples would look, okay, and how you would solve for such a thing. So what I'm first going to do is I'm going to rewrite the problem over on the right here where I have all this space. So we have 5x minus 22 divided by negative 3 is equal to negative 6. So when you see an equation like this, the first thing that you're going to do is you are going to get rid of the dividing by negative 3 first, okay? So to get rid of dividing, we're going to do the opposite, and we're going to multiply both sides by negative 3. Always both sides. You always do it to both sides of the equation. So first thing we do is we get rid of the negative 3 that is in the bottom of our equation by multiplying by negative 3 onto both sides. So when we do that, we get 5x minus 22, which is just the top of the equation. We eliminated the bottom, equal to negative 6 times negative 3, which is positive 18. Okay? Now that we have done that, now we are back to our basic two-step equations. So remember, when we are doing two-step equations, our first step is to undo or get rid of the adding or subtracting. Since this x is getting subtracted by 22, I'm going to do the opposite, and I'm going to add 22 to both sides. Okay? When I do that, I get my answer. I get down to the 22's go away. 5x equals 18 plus 22, which is 40. All right? And then remember, the second step in all of these, in your two-step equations, is to get rid of the multiplying or dividing. Remember, 5x is the same thing as 5 times x. So to get rid of it, we have to divide by the 5 to get rid of the 5 onto both sides. So that gets rid of the 5 here. And our final answer is x equals 40 divided by 5, which is 8. There's our final answer. Okay, so in these particular problems, we're still doing a two-step problem in the end, but it starts out by getting rid of the bottom. You have to get rid of the bottom by multiplying by that onto both sides. Okay, so let's look at our next example. In our next example, it's a little bit different. I'm going to rewrite the problem here. We have 8 plus y divided by 4 is equal to 16. Okay? In this example, notice that the entire equation is not divided by 4. Just the y is divided by 4. So this is your typical two-step equation. So my first step is I want to get rid of the adding and subtracting. Since I have a plus 8 here, in order to get rid of it, I'm going to minus 8. And whenever we do it to one side, we have to do it to both sides of my equation. So if I minus 8, I'm left with y divided by 4 is equal to 16 minus 8 is 8. Okay? Now again, our next step is to undo the multiplying or dividing. Since y is being divided by 4, the opposite of dividing by 4 is multiplying by 4. And we always do it to both sides. So when we multiply by 4 on both sides, we get y equals 8 times 4, which is 32. And that is our final answer. So notice the difference between these two, okay? One of them has dividing of the entire problem at the bottom, so you have to get rid of that first. And the second one has dividing in it, but it has a plus 8, and it's not the entire thing being divided, okay? So there's a difference between these two equations. Make sure you notice the difference. Go ahead and try the practice problems in Alex, and let me know if you have any questions. Good luck.